Representatives of the Ministers of Information and Culture and also Education, representative of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Education, the National Librarian and also the CEO of our National Library, Professor Chimwe Anunobi, representatives of other CEOs here present. Good afternoon to all of you, and may peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you. Permit me to begin by tendering my apology for my inability to be here on time due to other engagements beyond my control. I had to attend another event at the NAF Center, and I returned not long ago from a trip, and I have other engagements on my plate, struggling to accommodate all of them today. And I do hope my apology will be accepted. And I have been informed that the ambassadors of the United States of America, Bulgaria, and Bangladesh were here before my arrival, and they also tendered their apology to leave. Their presence has been appreciated by government, and it means a lot to us. Furthermore, I am glad to be part of this round table, which has been organized by the Nigerian National Committee on Information for All program in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. And the purpose for the round table is mainly to discuss the 28th September of each and every year, which has been designated by UNESCO of the United Nations to be a day for advocating of free information free access to information for all. On the 28th September 2022, the event took place in Uzbekistan, which is not even up to not more than 1 week today. And the United Nations through UNESCO on the 15th of November 2015, which is almost 7 years today, designated this 28th of September for each and every year to be a day where we create more awareness and also advocate for free access to information, so that this will go a long way in educating the global citizens. In addition, the theme for this year's celebration is very apt and relevant to the mandate of the ministry I supervise, that is the Federal Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy. The theme is Artificial Intelligence, E-Governance, and Access to Information. If you look at these three terms, they are in total alignment with our National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy for a Digital Nigeria, particularly with the 8 pillars. Pillar number 1, developmental regulation. Pillar number 2, digital skills. Pillar number 3, solid infrastructure. Pillar number 4, service infrastructure, in which e-government falls under this. Pillar number 5, digital services, which e-government is also part of it. Pillar number 6, which is soft infrastructure. Pillar number 7, digital society and emerging technologies. So AI falls under the emerging technologies. And also, the last but not the least is indigenous content development and promotion. When it comes to access to information for all, in Nigeria we have so many initiatives to support that, like the Freedom of Information Act 2011. It allows free sharing of information, except there are some restrictions, like maybe personal information. You have to get the consent of the subject, the personality involved. So if you look at it, you will discover that the theme of this year is very relevant and also very apt to what we have been doing in Nigeria. For example, artificial intelligence, which is part of the disruptive technologies. And disruptive technologies are driving the fourth industrial revolution. Not only driving AI, by implication in the next 20 years, the way software dominated the world in the last few decades, there is a high probability that AI will consume software and dominate the world in the same manner. And this is what the trend is showing today. In order to be very proactive in AI, as the minister in charge of our communications and digital economy, I developed a policy in which I directed the National Information Technology Development Agency to implement by establishing the National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics. Initially, while I was at NIDA, we started building the center, but then the name was NIDA Academy. When I became a minister, I discovered that the interest, the priority was not just about academy, but rather try to identify some key elements of the fourth industrial revolution, particularly under emerging technologies, and focus more. I was away on a trip. I only called the DG leader and said that center should be changed to focus more, and the name of the center is National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics. When I arrived in Nigeria 3 days later, I conveyed to them the policy in writing that the focus now should be AI and robotics. Why was that? Because if you look at the elements of fourth industrial revolution, particularly under disruptive technologies, you cannot be able to implement all of them at once. So you have to get your priority and preference right. There are many. You have AI, you have robotics, you have cybersecurity, you have nanotechnology, biotechnology, quantum computing, cloud computing, autonomous vehicle, augmented reality, virtual reality, 5G, all of them. So our focus in Nigeria is to identify some important ones. In that center, what we did mainly is to focus on AI and robotics. When it comes to cybersecurity, we have so many initiatives, like CSAT, like SAT, and many more. CSAT is a cybersecurity intelligence and response team. We have computer emergency response and readiness team. All this is to promote the cybersecurity and to ensure that our cyberspace is safe. So we established AI Center, and there are many success stories about this center. Prior to even its establishment, I led a team of young Nigerians to the United Arab Emirates for a challenge in which participants from around 128 countries involved in 760 entries participated in the challenge. One of the young Nigerians that I led happened to emerge as the global best in the area of artificial intelligence, and he developed a system called Chiniki Guard. When we returned to Nigeria, I had to organize an event and politely lobbied my boss, President Muhammadu Buhari, to attend the event, and he presented the award to that young Nigerian. And we have so many systems and startups that are being mentored in Nigeria in the area of artificial intelligence. So the success story is really encouraging. And it looks like the future is also promising. And I do hope that with an event like this, particularly looking at UNESCO on behalf of the UN, is focusing more on AI to the extent that it becomes the theme of this year's celebration awareness campaign, among others, will go a long way in motivating us to do a lot for Nigeria and also for humanity. When it comes to e-governance, even in this area, a lot has also been achieved. You may wish to recall that in 2019, towards the end of 2019, in September 2019, I commissioned a world-class e-governance center, National E-Government Center, in which federal government of Nigeria, with the support of the Korean government, was established. So I was there physically with the ambassador of Korea to Nigeria to commission the center. And since its commissioning, I have established a steering committee which is being chaired by NITDA and co-chaired by Galaxy Backbone Limited to ensure that we train and retrain our civil servants, including public servants, on government digital services. As I speak to you today, training is ongoing in that center. We have been training many categories of Nigerians, particularly in the public space. So many of them are undergoing the training. And this training will continue to progress until and unless e-government is implemented 100% in Nigeria. We are a bit ambitious, but nothing is impossible. We are optimistic with the success we are recording. Our target, based on the existing policies, by 2030, Nigeria should be paperless at the federal level. You may also wish to recall that His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari in 2020, he inaugurated the Presidential Council on Digital Economy and E-Governance, and he has directed me to chair the committee, or rather the council, on his behalf. We have 6 governors in the council, each one representing a geopolitical zone. We have many ministers, like that of Education, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, and we have many CEOs, and we have representation from academia. 2 vice chancellors serve as members of the committee. So this is to show that this administration has so many initiatives when it comes to e-governance. The challenge we are having usually is lack of funding. You need to be funded before you will be able to upskill your civil servants. So we have that challenge. And secondly, some of them are in another, I don't want to be, but some of them, they are still struggling to understand to be digital natives. Some have been left behind, particularly maybe at the age of 55, approaching 60. But we do hope that they will retire ceremoniously so that at least the new entries that are digital natives will be able to continue to carry the banner of government digital services in Nigeria. Some are still struggling just to switch on a computer and operate. I don't want to mention their names. If I give an example with some permanent secretaries, some will be angry. With directors, some will be angry. So let me keep our secret without giving any example. But we try to compel them that this is a government policy and you must accept. So we have a lot in the pipeline when it comes to e-government or e-governance or government digital services, as the case may be. When it comes to free access to information, you may wish to recall that I'm currently the chairman of the World Summit on the Information Society. I have been appointed by the United Nations through the International Telecommunication Union, and this is my tenure. With all sense of humility, I'm chairing 193 global ICT ministers. So our entire mandate focuses more on making information available to global citizens. So by occupying that position is sufficient enough to say that this theme is very apt and very dear to me at personal level and also to me at official level. There is no doubt about this. It is because of this I created time out of no time to be here physically. It is better late than never. Yes. I came in late, but it's better than not to come. Yes. I do have that. At the end of the round table, we will be able to come up with some recommendations for the government of Nigeria to implement. And you may wish to come up with recommendations for the World Summit on the Information Society to also implement at the global level. May the Almighty bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and may the Almighty bless all of you, and may the Almighty bless the digital economy sector. Thank you very much.